What's going on, guys? This is MCMD in 100 Degree Studios out in Huntington Beach, California. I'm just going to make a quick video on how to bounce files out of Pro Tools and also out of Logic into each other or any DAW that you're working with. It is a pretty simple process to bounce out of Pro Tools. You just got to do it one by one. So just select from the end of the audio file all the way to 0 seconds. Make sure it's at 0 seconds, because if it's not, you might have some timing issues once you bring it into the next workspace. Make sure all of your inserts are bypassed or made inactive, as well as sends, because those will be printed on there once you do bounce it, and then you can't go back from there. So once you've done that, go ahead and select the title header right here and right click that, and you'll get this menu. Click bounce. It's going to open up another menu for you. You can uncheck volume and pan unless you've done some specific automation that you want to keep. File type WAV is good unless you need to save some space. Go down to MP3. Format, keep that to mono summed because you can change it to stereo later. Bit depth, keep that 16. Sample rate 44.1. Unless you're doing some professional quality, then I'd suggest going to 24-bit and 96K. It just takes up a lot of space on your computer. You can name this prefix whatever you want. It's just going to name all the files the same in the beginning. So I'm just going to name that Logic Bounces. Go ahead and hit bounce, and it's going to just bounce this entire 4 minutes of audio that I have selected. Okay, now that it's bounced, we can go into Logic and import some audio right here. So I'm going to go to File and then go down to Import, and there's audio file right here. The key command for that is Shift Command I. So I'm just going to do that real quick. Shift Command I. I suggest learning all your key commands, makes life much easier. I'm going to go to where I bounced that. So my Pro Tools session folder right here. I'm going to go to Bounced Files, and I see Logic Bounces _ hooks right there. I'm going to go ahead and select that and then click Open. And there we have it. My audio file is in here. You can see it's spaced out. It's the hook, and it plays back with no autotune. There we go. Okay, so say you started in Logic and you want to bring this into Pro Tools. Similar how we select the entire file. Don't worry about the inserts or sends. I'll show you why in a second. And instead of clicking on the header, we'll just have it selected and go up into File. Go down to Export, and then it'll say one track as audio file. I know you can do all tracks as audio files and just have everything selected at once, but sometimes that just doesn't work so great, so I suggest doing it one at a time. The key command for that is Command E. So I'll go back out here, Command E, with that selected. Unlike Pro Tools, it doesn't create a session folder, so I just went to my desktop and created a new one called Pro Tools Bounces, which you can just create a new folder down here at the bottom left of this menu. And then we can go ahead and just save it into there. I'm going to trim the silence at the end of the file. You can keep it as a wave. Trimming it is just going to take off this little part right here until the end of the session. 16-bit depth is fine, and this is where we can just select bypass effect plugins, and then I would not check include volume and pan automation unless you've done some specific automation like I said earlier. And then you can enter some custom text if you want, and then just go ahead and click export. It's going to do similar thing where it just goes through all of that. Now we have it bounced. And then back in Pro Tools, we will go ahead and import the file into the session. So you can select a track because it's going to import it underneath whatever you have selected. So once I've done that, I'll go to File, go down to Import, Audio. The key command right here is Shift Command I. So I'll go ahead and do that. Shift Command I. Brings up the Import Audio menu, and then it automatically brought me to my Pro Tools Bounces folder on my desktop that has the bounce in it. So it's the second one right here, since I've done it twice. And we're not going to hit add because that's just going to move the audio file. We're going to hit copy, which creates a brand new one. If it ever says convert right here, that's what you're going to want to click. It's going to change the sample rate and just create a new file for you in the event that something wrong happened when you were moving it over. So just go ahead and get that, hit done. Go ahead and save it into your audio files with open. Make sure the location says session start. That's why we drag it all the way to 0 seconds, just so you don't have any problems during this stage right here. And then on a new track, go ahead and hit OK. And there you have it. You have your bounced file right there. So I hope this video has been helpful. My goal is to make shorter videos that are right to the point so you guys can get what you need to know. Hit that like button if it was helpful to you. If you have any questions, please leave a comment. I'd love to get back to you and explain it further. My next video will be going into explaining how to use sends and use them on tracks. Thank you so much. We'll see you guys next time.